My name is Daniel Carter from the Assertive Agency. Today, I just want to show you a very basic process of going through and filtering out poor quality links from good link opportunities. Today's modern SEO world, everyone in the SEO industry and even outside the SEO industry is scrambling to build links to their domain to help them improve in their organic positions. We've probably all received emails like this, offering links on various different websites, generally posting with domain metrics, SEMrush metrics, even Alexa rank metrics. But are these links actually worth the investment? Is it worth getting these links? Will they actually make a difference to your SEO profile? Well, the first thing to take into consideration is that for 2019, link quality is absolutely paramount. What you'll often find with people that approach you offering you a do follow link on these sites is that they're often link resellers. This means that these sites are often abused, oversaturated with outbound links, and often have spun content. Their domain profiles are usually just built from link networks and offer no real tangible value. So in one example that I'll take from here, I responded to a link invitation for a domain authority 49, page authority 49 link for mostinside.com. Now obviously I'm well acquainted with the industry, so these are typically things that I'll just delete. But sometimes I do go back and ask how much it costs just to see what they're actually trying to push. Now in the first line of tools that we use, the first thing I would always do when evaluating a link is actually look at the domain profile to see whether or not the domain has any tangible rankings and whether or not it generates any traffic. And even if the domain does generate traffic, what does it generate traffic for? Well, this mostinside.com domain was being offered at, when I asked, $130. So putting this mostinside.com domain into SEMrush, the first thing I noticed is that it had a brief bit of traffic last year and the year before, and then it's descended into freefall. But what's interesting is where the traffic's coming from. Well, given that mostinside.com is supposed to be a marketing site, it's receiving traffic for Bollywood adult movies, seductive talk, and a lot of other spam terms. So immediately, without even going anywhere further, I would typically just bin off any domain where it wasn't receiving relevant and niche relevant traffic. The second thing that I always do is I always run these sites through various link tools. And here, for a domain that has more than 500 referring domains in such a short period of time, to have almost no traffic is a clear indication that this is just simply a link network where they're artificially inflating the domain metrics so that they can resell the links at a higher value. I typically use Ahrefs, Majestic, and Moz to take a look at the links, but generally after one or two tool analyses, I generally come to the conclusion that the link is of no value. But a good thing here is that in going through this process, what we're trying to ascertain is how authoritative is the domain, and where does the domain generate its traffic from. Now, some of the other things that are also good to practice is using the site command. So we can see here that there's 2,660 results for this domain. Now you can almost be guaranteed that most of what's in here is spun and scraped content. We can see in here that there are what looks like to be a load of spam. Generally, you can use tools like SiteLiner or Copyscape to see how much of the content is actually scrapped. And the last thing that I'll typically do is I will actually take a look in Wayback Machine. Now, the reason for doing this is because we get to see whether or not the domain has been around for a long time and what has the domain been used for historically. If I go back and take a look, we can see that it looks like it's been a content spinning site for quite a substantial amount of time, which is probably why it appears to have high domain metrics when actually it's just a site that has nothing useful and is just spam. So just to recap on this process, the first place I would always evaluate a link is SEMrush. The main thing is that if you're going to build links into your domain, into your website, they need to have synergy. They need to be relevant. If you're getting links, if you're a gambling site or a holiday site or a travel site, then the sites that you need to get links from need to be niche relevant. They need to be, respected, authoritative sites. They don't even need to have good domain metrics. If you're getting links from sites that are genuinely useful and have good topical content, that is generally good enough, as opposed to building loads of domains that are just literally networks of poor quality links where you'll effectively just be pouring money down the drain. It's very likely that Google will look at this data, look at the site's history, and be able to see that actually this is a spammy link, and it will be discredited. So you'll effectively be spending money on links and you won't get any tangible return from it. So keep this in mind. Simple process of evaluating SEMrush. If the traffic does look relevant, and you can see that there's synergy with the site and the content and where you're trying to get a link from, then you can take a look at a domain authority. Again, one of the key things as well is take a look at the backlinks. You'll often find that sites with tens of thousands of links that are of poor quality, will have just literally thousands of rubbish links pointing to them. And what you'll often find is site owners that own these sites, they'll typically own a network of sites. They'll interlink between thousands of pages of spun auto-generated content, giving the domain artificially inflated domain metrics. Again, none of this is of any SEO benefit whatsoever, and I would almost 100% advocate staying away from these practices.